I had an accident. This is where it's stemming from. And I was told not to worry about it. All of a sudden, they threw me legal fees, even though I paid them rent and late fees and everything. And now I've just been incurring late charges on top of late charges on top of late charges. And even when I paid my rent up until August, they took my last rent payment and they paid the legal fees. And now this is how they got us into court, because we apparently are behind. And I have been holding my rent because the last time, like I said, I paid my rent. They took my money and they paid their legal fees and then told us we were behind in rent.
They took your rent and paid legal fees?
Yes. And then they sent me a thing saying that I was still behind.
You're still behind.
400. It's like occurring. It's like.
Mr. Asphalt, what's going on?
Judge, I did speak with them. And essentially, as I understand it, is they're just disputing that they are responsible for legal fees. There were legal fees in this case, and I'm 99% sure there was a prior action in June in which they paid on the day of the hearing, and so the case was dismissed. But then shortly after that hearing, their property manager did assess them the legal fees that were incurred when we had to file that lawsuit. So I think their position is that they should not have to pay those legal fees. And my position, of course, is that yes, the fact that we had to pay them, we had to appear for one hearing, and so that's why there were those legal fees.
What legal fees are you talking about?
The ones that were assessed to their ledger on June 24th, which was, I believe, the day of the hearing of a prior case.
In the amount of what?
$220.58.
After we had just paid them $1,000 in our rent, it's $995. I paid them extra. Like I said, I have my medical paperwork and everything. I was in a serious accident. I almost died. And I asked them for time. I paid them a week later. They told me not to worry about none of this. And I still was getting evicted after this. And I paid them a week later. And then all of a sudden I had, at the end of the month, I had late fees and legal charges that I had to pay for. And I can't afford it. I'm out of work. I'm just now getting my shoulder back in. I can pay them.
We paid them June rent on the 13th.
Like I can pay them. I have no problem paying my rent. I'm trying to live life.
That is correct, Judge. That she's exactly right. They paid June rent on the 13th, and the hearing was on the 24th. Maybe the hearing, I don't know, Judge, when the hearing exactly was, but certainly a case was filed in May or June and was dismissed.
A case was filed in May and they had a pretrial?
No, we never had any hearing for that case. We were called and they told us that it was dismissed, that we didn't have to show up.
Do you have some ledger or something? Because I don't know what evidence you're relying on.
What I don't know is exactly.
Do you have a witness here?
Yes. I don't know what the timeline of the previous case was.
I do.
It was dismissed before the pretrial? Yeah. You didn't have a hearing. You didn't even have a pretrial.
That's right.
I mean, yeah, we certainly had to file a complaint, and maybe we had to do service of process.
Your Honor, I was told by the management company that the messages were automated, that they automatically went out. They had no way of stopping the messages from evicting us, even after I paid rent.
I don't know what you mean. What messages are automated? What are you talking about?
The eviction. They said that the eviction process is automated, that they can't stop that. So even if I paid my rent after the 7-day period, the 7-day grace period, 5-day grace period, that I would still get them. They told me not to worry about them, and then all of a sudden tried to charge me with fees for a court case I never went to.
You have proof of the fees that they're being charged of $220.58. Looks like from June.
Yes.
Why is that from June?
Because that was the previous case that was filed.
What was that filed? It was in June? Okay, that was the one that was before Judge Buchanan. It was dismissed. And then there's another late fee, it looks like, or a legal fee, $138.
I have everything.
Yeah, you'll see two legal fees that I removed those from the ledger and added the true and accurate legal fee of $181. The last
one for $147.61. That's for September.
Right.
And then
one in
August 138.90.
Yes, so those two were removed from the rent total and added in on 181.25.
And that's based on what? What is that?
On the
Filing fee
181.
and what?
Filing fee, service fees, and statutory attorney fee. Judge, the previous, if you're confirming that the case was dismissed prior to a hearing, I think that the proper court cost would have been the filing fee and the service fees, but not any statutory attorney fees. I think an appearance is necessary for that. I mean, if that's really what the issue is, I can try and confirm exactly what those 211 costs represent. And if it includes a 75 statutory attorney fee, then I agree it should be removed.
But what is their past due amount now?
The past due amount now is $639.
$639, and it sounds like a large portion of that was what they believe was usurped to cover some legal fees.
Yes,
Well,
because the rest of it is late fees that they keep. They charged us the legal fees back in June, and it's been occurring late fees ever since because they've looped it into additional rent.
Because we were never obligated or told by a judge that we had to pay these legal fees. And we told them that, let them know that. And so the next time we paid our rent, they decided to take the rent money that we paid them and
Pay
pay
the legal fees first,
And this is how we got
which
to
was
court
in
now.
it's in our lease that they allocate all the payments to whatever first and then rent last.
And
It's
by-
in your lease.
Yes.
Yeah, and even by Michigan law, that's
They're going to allocate it to late fees first and then rent last.
Yes,
That's-
and any other applicable, that's in my lease is that
we
they
have
pay rent
everything.
last.
We have everything printed off. I went to Walmart yesterday to get photo pictures.
All right, your responsibility to understand that before you sign the lease. I wouldn't have signed such a lease, but you did.
In this predicament we're in, it's just what I had to do. I was
You
moving
can call
back
your
from the
witness. You can have a seat. Nope, you can have a seat right here.
Oh, sorry.
Who are you calling? Who are you calling?
this individual right here.
What's their name?
Alejandra.
Well, he needs to know your name. He's calling you as a witness. What's her name?
Can you please state your name?
Alejandra Montilla.
You can have a seat, ma'am. I need you to raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
You can have a seat.
What is your position with
So
MLK?
she got to spell her name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you spell your name for the record, please?
My name is Alejandra, Alejandra, Montilla, Montilla.
Just speak up a little bit, okay? Thank you. You can proceed.
Can you please advise the court or state for the record what your position is at MLK Flats?
And I'm community man.
And are you familiar with the file for the tenants known as Ezekiel Abrigo and Kaylin Quintana?
Yes.
And Judge, can I see my ledger? And I'm handing you a document. Oh, you have a copy of it. All right. So is that the ledger for these defendants?
Yes.
And is it accurate to say that currently there's rent retained in the amount of $2,508.63?
Correct.
And that court costs in the amount of $220.18 were assessed to the file?
Correct.
And that currently, the current amount due and owing is $2,728.81.
Correct.
All right. And also, to bring your attention to the part of the ledger for June of 2024. Can you tell the court in June of 2024, did the defendants make a payment?
They made the payment on the 13th.
In the amount of how much?
On amount of 1,045.
And after they made that payment, what was their ledger balance?
It was, they was adding the legal fee
Well, just answer that question. After they made the payment, what was their ledger balance?
to 0 at that moment on the 13th.
And then was something else added to the ledger in June after that payment?
Yes, and June 24 was adding, the legal fee,
And what was the legal fee?
220 and 58.
Okay, and that was for a case filed prior to the current one?
Correct.
Okay. I have no further questions, Judge. Do you want the lease, Your Honor?
The ledger, not lease.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the ledger.
Do you have questions for this witness? Okay, what's your last name again, sir?
Abrigo.
Mr. Abrigo, thank you. Mr. Abrigo stated, previously that he was told, not to worry about anything. Were you the person he spoke to?
No, it was, my assistant.
Your assistant spoke to him when the other case was dismissed? What's your assistant's name?
And,
Is Ann here?
no. She's not.
Okay. She can be excused from the stand,
Can I
yeah,
have a follow-up question, Judge?
absolutely.
So did you ever tell these defendants that they were not going to be responsible for any court costs?
No, I'm not.
And are you aware of any other people on your staff telling them this?
I'm pretty sure not.
You can't be, that's cause for speculation. You don't tell if
Right.
you know or you don't know.
Exactly. Are you aware of anybody else on your staff claiming that they told them this?
No.
Okay, no further questions, Judge.
So, she could be excused from the stand. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
You wanted to give some testimony?
Yes, if I may.
Raise your right hand. Your other right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it that you want to share as to why you do not believe you lawfully, owe this past due amount?
Okay, so, like I said, I would have rather done this with legal representation, but with that being said, even though it wasn't the manager, property manager, and I was told that, I see where it's coming from, it wasn't the manager herself saying that.
You spoke, who did you speak to?
Yeah, it was Ann.
You spoke to Ann when?
I spoke to Ann, it would have been,
At the end of May.
I'm talking about when I called her after my accident. It was a week
Yeah,
after
he's the
my
only one who's sworn in, so he's the only one who can talk right now. You'll get a chance next. You spoke to Ann,
It was after my accident. I believe my accident was sometime in June, July.
okay, so this was before your court date?
Yes, way before. This is before rent was even due. I called her 3 days ahead of time and let them know that I was out of work. I was in a bad accident, and that I wasn't going to be able to pay rent on time, but I would pay it the following week. And I did. And I told her whatever late fees incurred on the rent, I would pay. I had no problem with that. I understood the circumstances, whatever, and I paid.
Okay, so slow down. So you contacted them, let them know you were in a bad accident. You spoke to Ann. You said that you were gonna be 1 week late on your rent.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you paid 1 week late.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and and you're saying that Ann told you that not to worry about it?
Yes. So when we first got,
Your Honor, just for the record, I am going to object. That's hearsay evidence.
Okay, I'm going to overrule the objection because you brought somebody who was not Ann. And she knows that she didn't speak to them. She knew it was Ann. So I'm not gonna hold that on him. I'm gonna hold it on you. You can keep going. And he's offering that he's trying to tell me why he did what he did anyways, which is why he paid late.
So when I paid late and all of that, I was at work. I was back at work. My wife called me and she said that we had an eviction notice in the mailbox still. She went up to the office.
What day was that?
That's like 2 days after, so like a Friday.
I need 2 days after what? 2 days after you talked to Ann?
No, a few days after I paid the rent. So it would have been the 13th when I paid the rent. It would have been a few days after I paid the rent. I still got,
Okay, so you paid the 13th. Your rent is due on what day?
it's due on the 1st. There's a 5-day grace period. And then I told them I wasn't gonna be able to pay until the 13th. And I was told, okay, we can work something out. I told them I didn't have no problem paying late fees or anything. I understood that was my fault. I should have had money stacked up beforehand. But I didn't.
So you got a eviction notice about the 15th.
Yeah, and
Okay.
when I got the eviction notice, that's when my wife went up there trying to figure out what was going on. And then they told us that it was automated messages, that it just automatically sends out. They can't stop it from sending out. That,
An eviction notice?
yes.
Okay.
They said that once it goes into the system, they're automatically filed, this and that we didn't have to worry about it, which we did not worry about it. And then the day of the court date, of the last court date, we got a call saying that it was dismissed. Or I called up trying to figure out where the court date was, like the courthouse, and they told me that my case was dismissed. I did not have to show up, so I did not. I went to work. And
They called you until you didn't have to show up.
when I called, they said that our court case was dismissed. I no longer had to show up, so I did not show up. And I assumed that everything was taken care of. I paid my rent, and then I started incurring these legal fees. And every time, my problem is even if I pay these legal fees now, on top of my rent, I'm going to be stuck in this reoccurring loop that they've had me in. I've been in this loop, and I'm trying to get out.
So you paid your rent, it looks like on the 13th,
Yes,
is what you're saying?
Yes.
and I continue to pay my
Okay,
rent.
it does say that the rent was paid on the 13th, and then late fees of $220, not late fee, legal fees of $220.58 was, put on your account on the 24th.
Which I wasn't aware about until the next time I had got rent and paid rent. And then I went on my online portal and it said that we were still behind, and I was confused. And so I sent them a message and told them that they couldn't, I sent them an email and let them know they couldn't charge me for a court case that we never went to, that was dismissed. That I was told that wasn't, not to worry about. I'm
Okay.
a single income household right now. I'm trying to get back to work myself. I own a company, and they're trying to fork money out that I just don't have.
Okay, I understand that. What you're telling me now is argument, but I'm trying to get to the facts. Okay. So you got the 220 and then they attached a late fee because of the 220.
It's still to this
Yeah.
day.
Okay. And then the next month you're saying you paid your rent.
Yes, up until August, I paid my rent. In August, when I paid my rent, after that, they sent me a message saying that I wasn't paid up, which I didn't understand because I had paid my $995 rent. And they told me, oh, well, you still owe $400 and something. And I told them that the legal fees that they were trying to talk about, and
Okay, let me slow you down. I see there's a $995 payment on the 3rd of July. And the only balance that would leave it would be the $220.58, which is what I guess came from the legal fees. And then there was a $50 late charge. It brought it to $270, and then a $25 late charge. I don't know why there's 2 late charges in 1 month, to bring it to $295.58.
when I look at this total right here, it says $484. It just keeps going up. My rent is $900.
Okay, let me see what's going on here. A utility package, rent charge, and then it looks like in August, there was another legal fee. Did you get served with another eviction in August?
No, not in August. I paid my rent. And I have all the money,
Okay, 1 second, sir. Okay, when was this one filed? This one, August 15th. Okay, so this one was filed August 15th. It says something about captured check $500. Okay, so it looks like that was your rent. You must have paid it in 2 different check payments. So 130. $50. Is the late fee $75? Is that what it is?
I think, are there 2? Oh, 2 late fees?
One for 50 and one for 25.
And that's per your lease, sir, correct?
yes, ma'am.
You paid your September rent? You did not pay September rent?
No.
And why was that?
Because when I last paid my rent in August, I was confused on why there was still money missing from my thing, and they said I was behind on rent now.
No.
So you withheld the rent because of,
And no, that, and also we had a fire in our house that still hasn't been repaired.
when was there a fire?
At the end of August.
Yeah, like I have a.
Sir, I'm asking you, because she's not under oath at this time.
Sorry, at the end of August,
You had a fire?
Yes, there was
How?
actual electrical fire in my daughter's room.
So you have damage to the property?
Yes, there's a hole that they put the fire department put the wall into. They never came and changed our AC unit, which we were the one where this fire started, but they changed everybody else's. I'm dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. Like we were originally downstairs and our apartment flooded. We've had to come upstairs. Like I've had
When did you move upstairs?
in April
Of this year?
Yes.
So you were downstairs in a basement apartment or?
Yeah, I was in an apartment at the first floor, at the level, like the floor level, and it flooded. Like I had to come home from work. I lost my
How
job.
did it flood?
The wall foundation on the side of the wall is completely torn. Like it's completely
It flooded from outside or?
yeah, from the outside in. It leaks from the ground out.
Oh,
into the wall.
well, okay, now we're talking about some stuff that should have
I
been
didn't
talked
know.
about in the beginning.
I didn't want to bring all that
Some
up. I'm not
conditions
trying
of property.
yeah, it's not even up to code yet. They don't even have their license has been revoked. I
You don't have a rental certificate?
No.
I have everything screenshotted.
Is there a valid rental certificate?
I have no idea.
That's not-
I'm gonna look it up, so you better tell me the truth.
Is there a rental certificate that you, my client thinks there is, Judge.
It says status on hold. I have a screenshot right here. That was expires 10/1/2027, but they put it on hold because when we had our fire, code enforcement came out and said that it was not up to code. He didn't want to have to red tag it, so he did it.
The address?
2222 West Holmes. There's no heat in the apartment. It's about to be winter.
There's no heat?
No, we have
Since when?
we have spatial heaters that they gave us. They asked me.
Why do you don't have heat?
It won't work.
It won't work. I don't want to keep. I've already been screwed once last
Okay,
year.
stop talking. There's no heat?
No,
This is the first I'm hearing of
It's a
any of
boiler.
this.
Excuse me?
That is the whole building is a boiler.
that we have no control.
Is a boiler issue?
No, they need to be turning on.
Why didn't you turn the boiler on?
I think that should be, I don't know.
You think it should be what?
I don't know when it's gonna be on.
It should have been on by the 15th of September.
It was shut off early last year. It was still frosting early last year.
It's supposed to be 30 degrees tonight. You have some pictures of the conditions of property you want to share?
There's the hole in the wall that
That's it.
that the fire department put in. That's the AC unit that they never changed. It's still in my daughter's room. Code enforcement told me not to turn the breaker on. They tried to turn the breaker on the same day he left. I turned it back off. He told me not to turn it back on until I got a letter from code enforcement stating that it was okay to turn that breaker back on. So my breaker has been off to my AC all summer since, and it's been hot. So I couldn't even use my AC. We're not horrible tenants. We do what we're supposed to do. Like,
Give me just a moment, sir. First of all, the rental certificate expired in 2024, and this one is on hold. There's no valid rental certificate. Case is dismissed.
thank you, Your Honor.
And they're not responsible for late fees. You don't have a valid rental certificate.
Can you guys give me paperwork? Or you don't need, I don't need that. Thank you.